All right, guys, new release Wednesday for your January 24th, and we've just received the Oscar nominations in the entertainment world, and who better to help us with that than the newest member of our NRW family, Dean Rogers of the Rogers Review. What's up, Dean?
Doing fine, Patrick.
Let us know what's going down with the Oscars.
You got it. 2018, the Oscar nominations were announced this morning by Andy Serkis and Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish on a roll here this past year. Now she's announcing the Oscar nominations.
I love her.
Me too. I mean, I want to.
I love Andy Serkis. You're my favorite.
And I love Andy
too. You're my favorite.
Yeah. While we're going to all go about who we want today, let's just get to the
If I can get Andy's ring, though, real quick, you know, the Run ring to rule them all.
Right.
To then get tickets to the freaking Tiffany Haddish shows that were coming to the area that are now sold out that I've been trying to get. Andy, let me borrow that ring so I could go see Tiffany. I love you, Andy, but Tiffany shows have been sold out everywhere. I even tried to go down to Richmond and it's sold out.
You know, he's already had to fall into one volcano. Don't make him do it again.
Yeah.
Right,
besides, we need him for the other Planet of the Apes films coming out. So
that is true, which he is amazing, by the way.
Yes,
if you haven't seen them,
I'm okay with you not doing Planet of the Apes, just as long as you do everything with Black Panther. I'm okay.
That is true. He is an amazing Ulysses Claw. We haven't seen
right.
it yet, but from just what we saw in Avengers. Andy's just fantastic. Love you, Andy.
Love you, Andy.
Right. Tangent.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you haven't heard Tiffany Haddish's Audible from her book, The Black Unicorn, The Last Black Unicorn, I think is the name of it.
That's right.
Check that out. All right. Enough Tiffany Haddish and Andy Love. On to the Oscars.
All right, back to the Oscars. Now,
Sorry,
can you
Andy.
guess what is the most nominated film for this year's Oscars? Yes.
I hope Shape of Water. I love
Yes!
Shape of Water.
Yes! Shape of Water! Can you believe
Shout out
13...
to Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, 13 nominations. Can you believe that?
Did you see the film?
I've seen... It was, I think, my third or
well-deserved.
second top film of last year.
It was
way up there.
It was brilliant.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to give a shout out to my main man, Doug Jones.
Yes.
Who played the...
Oh my gosh. Another guy
Creature.
just like Andy Serkis who just embodies those wild physical, you know, where you don't really see his face a lot sometimes. It's just amazing. Love you, Doug.
Yeah, love you, Doug, especially in Star Trek Discovery. Saru, you are the man. So I love you, man. I hope I get to interview one day. All right, so 13 nominations for Shape of Water. Next, it was Dunkirk. Dunkirk had 8
I didn't see
nominations.
Dunkirk yet.
Yeah,
I can't see it. I have to. It just came out on DVD not too long ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I have motion sickness, and they told people very specifically with motion sickness not to. So
Gotcha.
I need to just go rent
I
it.
got you. Understandable.
Yeah.
And then the third most nominated film, would you believe, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Did you see 3 Billboards?
Of course I seen it.
That was my second best after Shape of Water.
That
dude.
is one of my all-time favorite
It was a
films
great
of
film.
2017.
It was a great film.
Especially
I was pleasantly surprised.
Frances McDormand.
Oh, yes. McDormand.
McDormand,
Yes.
gotta get it right. And then Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell, I love you since...
I didn't like him.
Oh my God.
He was, his character.
Yeah,
his
I don't
character.
like his character.
Sam Rockwell is a brilliant actor.
Yes.
And if it can affect you to not like him.
Exactly.
And
He's
then-
the guy you love to hate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you love the guy who played him. So.
Yeah, and then he did have a redemptive at the end. I'm not going to give things away, but brilliant performance as well as Francis, just outstanding. I love both Shape of Water and 3 Billboards were my 2 tops because as an actor voting in the SAG-AFTRA Awards, those were a lot of my votes went in the SAG-AFTRA Awards.
Yes.
So it was good to see that they're getting their love in Oscars.
Especially with McDormand and Rockwell, they're getting love at SAG. They both won SAG, and they both won. I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna kill me. The first award show that happened just recently.
Golden
Golden Globes.
Globes.
Yes, the Golden Globes. Thank
Didn't even watch
you.
it.
Thank you.
I'm just
Yes.
not that.
All right, so you guys want, but I know you want me to stop talking. You want to hear who got nominated.
Who got nominated?
Yeah, let's do it. Best
Let's do it.
Pictures. There were 9 of them. Among the 9, Call Me By Your Name, which was my #1 film last year for TRR. So that was #1. Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out was
I am
nominated.
so happy that movie got nominated.
Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, I don't know. The Post, The Shape of Water,
Yes.
and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri were the 9.
Shape of Water.
If Get Out, I know that the chances of it, especially since it's up against the movies that it's up against, it's pretty slim. It would be the first. Wouldn't it be the first primary horror film to win an Oscar?
I believe it is.
It's a thriller, not horror. I'm sorry, the first thriller film.
Yeah.
I thought so. I could be wrong, and tell me how wrong I am in the comments.
Yes. And speaking of which, let me tell you something about Get Out. When
Get
it
Out
comes
is
to,
fantastic.
Yeah.
If I'm putting out of that list, I'm sorry, I'm like breaking down the
no
list in my
problem,
head
no
right now. I Get Out is, if I'm watching another, the replay value.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two out of those films that I would want to see again.
Yes.
And originally it followed as well by Three Billboards. Those are my top three out of that entire list.
Absolutely.
And to me, Shape kind of edges it out just in what it is and how beautiful it is. Mm-hmm. But Get Out is brilliant.
It is.
And so original.
It's so real. Like that's the thing. Yeah. There was lots of mean things said by lots of people that look like me because we're terrible people. Sorry.
Some,
yeah, some, not all. You're nice.
I try. But it's one of those where it's so real. It's like a lot of usually movies that win the best Oscar nod are the ones that win not win the nominations and win. They're based off of real life. They're usually autobiographical. They're usually historical. And honestly, I know that Lady Bird is biographical, but it's one of those where it's like that's the most real and grounded. Yeah. Get Out is that one to me. Like it's the most real.
Yeah. Right. But then again, over the years of Best Pictures, there's been some different ones that were not autobiographical, like Slumdog Millionaire won Best Picture 1 year, Crash won Best Picture 1 year. So it's been a lot of difference of movies over the years when it comes to Best Picture. But speaking of Get Out, Jordan Peele.
Yes.
Let's talk about the man. Jordan Peele is now the third person in the entire history of Oscars to be nominated for Best Picture, Best Directing, Best Writing. The third person, but he's the first African American to do so.
That's beautiful.
Would you believe how long? Let me tell you how long it's been. It has been let me get my math right, there we go. 35 years, 1983 since it happened.
Wow.
The second person was James Earl Brooks, Terrence of Endearment. The first person, 40 years ago, Warren Beatty, for Heaven Can't Wait.
Wow. It's Warren Beatty. It's just because it's Warren Beatty.
Yeah, and it was the 70s for now. All right, so let's go.
That's fantastic. Shout out to Jordan Peele, man.
Jordan Peele, you are the best.
Who knew the guy from Key and Peele?
Exactly.
Could throw it down like that. I'm just
drew a picture that everyone loves and is on top 10s and favorites and all of that. Yes. All right, so lead actor, we have Timothée Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name.
Okay.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread. Mm-hmm. Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out was nominated. Yeah. Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour. Gary Oldman, you're my man.
Yeah.
And speaking of my man.
Fantastic as Winston Churchill.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Have you seen him?
Couldn't believe that was him.
Did you see him do dancing? He was doing. I can't remember what he was in costume as Winston Churchill, and he was dance. Gotta find that video. We'll put a link on it.
Okay.
We'll put a link.
And we got one more. Speaking of my man, Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel.
Good film too.
Yes. Lead actress Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water. Frances McDormand for Three Billboards. Mm-hmm. Margot Robbie, I, Tonya.
Yes.
Saoirse Ronan, I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
Lady Bird, and we gotta give it up, Meryl Streep again.
I love you,
The
Meryl.
Post.
Meryl, you could walk across the screen and you'd get nominated. And you know this, baby.
That is true.
Brilliant.
Supporting actor, we got Willem Dafoe, The Florida Project, which has been getting some buzz.
Fantastic film, I enjoyed it.
And another one from Three Billboards, Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water. Christopher Plummer, who filled in all the money in the world. He's got nominated. Mm-hmm. But Three Billboards has two. Sam Rockwell is also nominated with this category.
Plummer got nominated after having to replace...
yes! I still can't believe it!
The rapist. So anyway,
yes,
oh my gosh.
Yes!
I'm not going to say his
name. But again, it's Christopher Plummer. He's like, Sound of Music.
That's amazeballs, though.
Yeah,
they had to redo the whole film because of the rapist. And now he gets nominated.
That is true.
Wow.
Yep. So let's go to supporting actress. Yeah. We have Mary J. Blige, second-time nominee.
Mudbound. Oh my goodness.
That is one of those films I saw last year that I cannot believe it hit me hard. I mean, it was one of those films like, the moment it comes out on DVD, I am going to buy it. I'm going to play the hell out of it.
I've heard really good. I have not seen it yet because it opened.
It's on Netflix.
It opened in limited release, right?
Yeah, limited release.
Yeah, it was in limited release back in mid-November, but the best part about it, they put it out in theaters and Netflix the same day.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, I'm gonna go watch that.
Yeah, you gotta go watch that. Allison Chaney for I, Tanya, who's getting some.
Oh my gosh, she was
buzz.
evil, so evil in I, Tanya.
Yeah, she was. Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. Laurie Metcalf, who's going to be in the Roseanne reboot later this year. Lady Bird. And I gotta give it up. Octavia.
She was in the original Roseanne.
Yes. Yeah. And I gotta give it up. Octavia Spencer's been nominated for The Shape of Water.
Brilliant. Awesome.
Yeah,
she was fantastic in that as well.
Yeah, and I interviewed her for that.
It looked like she just stepped out of Hidden Figures and then right onto The Shape of Water. Didn't she though?
Yes, right. It's like same era, different.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was in Baltimore, so it's like she went from Langley to Baltimore within a year.
That's kind of like what I felt watching because I loved Hidden Figures. And then seeing Shape of Water, and she was kind of like the same person in a way.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to director. We have Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk. Jordan Peele, of course, for Get Out.
Yes.
Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird.
Yes.
Phantom Thread for Paul Thomas Anderson. And Guillermo del Toro,
Yes.
The Shape of Water. Man, this is going to be shaping up.
Man.
All right.
I've got my votes in my head, but I'm going to keep it.
Yes. So I'm not going to go through all of these because,
okay.
it's going to be a long show. Animated feature this year was The Boss Baby.
Okay.
The Breadwinner.
So, well, hold up. Animated features got its own category now?
Yeah.
Is that his own? Yeah, it's got two.
Yeah.
Really?
It's got animated short and the feature, the animated feature. Yeah.
Oh.
It used to be.
Because they don't like they mix it with like European films as well.
They used to have a single category where it was just, I believe it was just animated feature film.
Yeah.
Shorts were added a long time ago because Pixar's been winning almost every single year.
Yeah, just about.
unless you do an amazing documentary mini, which are beautiful and
true.
Yeah.
Shout out, by the way, for the animated films. This is it's something like 75 to 80% of all of the shorts, and like half of the regular animated are female centric. So it's like, shout out, girls. We got this.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So speaking of Pixar, Coco was nominated.
Yes.
The Breadwinner, Ferdinand, which just came out just a couple months ago, and Loving Vincent. That was a very good film.
I still think
I haven't seen Loving Vincent.
They really are pulling. I know that they want to keep it as its own, but it's like the 5 or 6 animated films that come out. They're the ones that get nominated. You will get nominated if you come out as an animated, and it's like they really like Coco deserves it. I think that really does. And The Boss Baby was cute, but I don't.
Boss Billy is not on that same level.
Well, but Ferdinand,
was actually surprisingly good. I was kind of blown away how much I did like Ferdinand.
I know.
It ain't Coco.
Well, I was gonna say, but is it Coco?
But Ferdinand's above Boss Baby. Boss Baby's here. Ferdinand.
Boss Baby.
Coco
was only in theaters for.
And I haven't seen Loving Vincent, so I'm not familiar with that.
2 weeks.
Yeah, give or take. And then Ferdinand, John Cena as a voice actor, it's like, yeah, that sold me.
He was brilliant. He did the role he needed to do. And the story, the tale that it is about, a lot of these films have a message for these kids, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It had a great message.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a parent, so that's probably why I'm like.
Well, I'm not a parent.
You didn't see Ferdinand?
I've seen bits and pieces of Ferdinand, and I was.
It's not the trailer.
I'm not talking about the trailer. I saw a whole bunch. I saw a whole bunch of clips that I'm sure that if I ever told anybody out loud where I saw them, there would be some FBI going somewhere. But it's
no.
You don't want me to know about
I've seen some clips, and it's just, it really feels like they tug and pull. Whereas the shorts, they always have so many shorts to choose from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, some fantastic.
All right. So this time, I'm not going to tell you the nominations. I want you to guess that. I'm going to do a pop quiz with you guys.
Okay.
All right. So let's go with the original screenplay. What were the 5?
I have no idea. So I'm actually just on your shoulder.
3 Billboards has to be in there. Shape of Water has to be in there. Get Out has to be in there.
3.
Because those are all original films.
Yep. You got 3. So 2 more.
I really don't know. I'm so bad at this. I will pick my nods, though.
I'm trying to think of the films that were nominated.
Want me to tell you?
Sure.
Give me the other 2.
Would you read The Big Sick? The Big Sick spin.
Oh, yes!
I love that film!
Brilliant film.
It is
when I finally watched
film.
it. And it hits you here, too.
It does.
I'm really surprised that wasn't nominated for Best Writer. For first. The screenplay. That's
Kunali.
Yeah.
Is it Kunali?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes, and it's
and
based
Emily
off of
Gordon.
his stand-up career. Yeah,
stand-up career and meeting his wife and falling in love with his wife, and then what they went through, The Big Sick.
Exactly. And the last one was Lady Bird.
Okay.
Yep.
Greta Gerwig.
Yep.
Was the director.
Yep. So
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Real quick, going back to the Golden Globes again, it kind of went over the whole when Guillermo del Toro won director, which I was happy about, but again, nod to Natalie Portman that kind of put it out there. You know, there's amazing directors here, but where's the females?
Right.
Well, that wasn't exactly what you said, but that savagery, that brilliant savagery.
It's all males.
Yes.
All
So it's fantastic
males.
to hear that Greta was nominated at least with the Oscars.
Exactly.
So I'm happy about that.
Wait, go back to the directors real quick. Go back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Directors were
Greta.
Nolan,
Okay.
Hill, Gerwig, Anderson, Del Toro.
So we got.
So
Greta,
if
we got you in there.
Gerwig wins, that would be a huge upset, but a great
True.
upset. I'd say.
And that'll be interesting though,
Yeah,
because
it
of
would
how
be
that all
interesting.
played out.
Yes,
From the
indeed.
Globes to now the Oscars.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So adapted screenplay, Call Me by Your Name, Disaster Artist got nominated.
Okay.
Logan got nominated for adapted screenplay.
Shout out to James Mangold.
Yes, James Mangold
Yes.
and Michael Green. Molly's Game and Mudbound were
Wow.
nominated. So this is a pretty good
That's
list.
a tight category right there.
Yes, indeed. Let's see, another good one. Let's talk about original song.
Ooh,
We got-
there was quite a few beautiful songs that came out of the films last year.
Mighty River from Mary J. Blige's Mudbound.
Yes.
Mystery of Love, Call Me by Your Name by John Stevens, who's actually coming to town in a few weeks, months or so.
Oh wow.
Remember Me from Coco.
Oh,
That's
Such a cute song. Yes, I love that song.
Tears.
Yes,
Tears.
yes.
Oh.
Stand Up for Something from Marshall, Diane Warren, and
Okay.
Common. And one of my other favorite songs, This Is Me from The Greatest Showman.
My daughter and my wife. OMG. Alexa, play whatever that song is from The Greatest Showman. Every time I walk around the house, blaring out of Alexa, play this song. It drives me bat nuts crazy.
I bet it does.
Because they went to go see the film, they fell in love with Greatest Showman, and they were actually quite upset that Greatest Showman didn't get any nominations.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Well, they really have to play the line very carefully with
Yeah.
with movies like Greatest Showman. And
Yeah.
one, it's another movie that I do need to go see, but it's one of those where it's like there were a lot of issues in of itself, and Hollywood really felt it with when it came to money, with how people reacted, because P.T. Barnum was a terrible guy.
Yeah.
And the musical is a musical. Like,
yeah.
go and see. It's on Broadway.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where it did get a hit, a pretty hard hit.
Because of the actual guy was not so.
It is two different stories, and once again, y'all know me. I'm a pessimist, so I apologize. But it's one of those where it's like, definitely go see it. And the musical is fantastic. If you've have you ever seen like any of the musical?
I haven't.
It's a really fun musical, and it's not the story. It's not any bit of the story, but I do want to see it. It did seem like they wanted to play very, very carefully, like throughout Hollywood, because of that movie.
Right.
And assuming that's what they did, because my wife and daughter loved it. So,
It got great reviews, like fantastic reviews.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, so now we're in the comic book store. We got to talk about the visual effects.
Hey!
So let's bring it on. Blade Runner 2049.
I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Sorry, still haven't seen it. I know I'm terrible. I apologize. I'm sorry. I love Blade Runner too, and I don't know why I haven't seen
I'm
it.
gonna have to walk out of here just a minute.
I didn't see it either, but from what I saw, it was brilliant. Well, there's only so much time in a day.
I
Dave.
understand. It's on Blu-ray.
Gorgeous.
I'll let you slide since it's on Blu-ray now.
Next time he's on the show, we'll help you out there.
Yes, wait. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh yeah.
Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, okay.
Star Wars The Last Jedi got a nomination.
Okay.
And War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. That's a difficult one.
That's a pretty clear winner.
That's
That's
really?
That's
Is he a clear
pretty,
winner there?
That's a pretty clear
Who
winner.
you got on that?
Yeah, did you have some money bet somewhere?
Well, I was gonna say, you're gonna have to go in the pot, and we're gonna have to see who gets more bets on, who
Yes,
gets more
indeed.
on this. Oh.
All right, so makeup and hair. Would you believe there's only 3?
Yes.
3 for this one.
Okay.
Darkest Hour, which when I talked to
Ooh.
Gary Oldman about the makeup, he actually found a guy in UK, and he's a Japanese artist by the name of Kashiro Suji. I hope I pronounced his name right. And he was the one that created that makeup that's so lifelike.
He spent like 8 hours in makeup getting that, and
Yes.
then
I couldn't believe it was Gary Oldman. I thought it was some other actor. I thought when I saw the write-up and everything that Gary Oldman was playing like a whole nother character. I thought it was a different actor.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know it was Gary as Winston Churchill. I was like,
then
what
again, you gotta think of it. He was
blown.
Dracula. He was
True,
Emmanuel
Gary
Sword,
can
he was
enable-
Jim Gordon.
yes.
He was Sim Vicious. It's like, is there anything
You put Gary Oldman and that
can't-
Winston Churchill together, it's
totally different.
night and day.
He's
Yes.
fantastic.
He's one of the I always feel so bad because I love Gary Oldman. Like he's one of my favorite actors, and he's probably one of the best actors of all time. I know what's his face, who everyone's like complaining about. They didn't win the SAG award, and I don't remember who it is. It's the young guy.
Frank.
From Three Billboards.
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
No,
I didn't win. Guy, male.
What? Okay, all right. Anyway, it's one of those where it's like people are like really. I always feel so awkward talking about it because he was, him and his ex-wife. His ex-wife had physical abuse allegations against him, and I just don't know what to say because he is one of my favorite actors of all time, and he is probably one of the greatest actors, I would say, of all time, and that's just, and I know that's my opinion, but it's he is freaking phenomenal, and that man went through had lung disease for that movie. Like, wow. Yeah, he smoked like something like 130 cigars.
Now I need to know who the person is now. I'm like,
oh God, what's the name?
Maybe we'll have to think about it. Okay,
while she's working on that.
Yeah, the other two, which Makeup and Hair, Victoria and Abdul got a nomination.
Victoria and Abdul.
Yeah, that's the Queen Victoria one where she hires Abdul as originally.
Oh yeah, got you.
Yeah, Judi Dench. What can we say?
Yeah,
and Wonder.
Oh, I didn't see Wonder.
Wonder is based on a teen novel, a young teen novel about this kid.
I wanted to see it.
Deformity.
Yeah.
And I actually got to interview the author, and she told me about the inspiration to writing that book. And it was so amazing. In fact, you have to go to therogersreview.com to read that interview.
So, of that, I will say, to me, I didn't see the other two, but just the fact that you couldn't even tell Gary was Gary as Winston.
You're right.
I got to give it to him on that one.
You'll see. Now, but
I will say about The Darkest Hour,
it
was kind of boring.
It's
very historical. I'm a big history buff.
Yes.
And it's all about, what led up to Dunkirk, which is amazing that they came out with Darkest Hour. It was very timely that they put out Darkest Hour after Dunkirk.
Yes, it did.
Because it's that story behind it. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of dry.
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, yeah, from Call Me By Your Name.
That's okay, I'm sorry. Yes. Everyone says that he should have won. I actually saw this fantastic tweet today. Mm-hmm. And it was...
Oh, and Armie Hammer in that, who was fantastic.
Yes.
Another great film.
Hammer. God, I love him.
Yes, indeed.
He
needs to be a superhero, by the way.
I found this fantastic tweet today. It was actually on like the top stories. It was, we need to stop giving people nominations and wins just because they're good at acting. And I'm like,
huh?
I literally looked at.
Do I have to find this person?
I was like, what? Because
this ain't a popularity contest, people.
This is the Oscars, not the raspberries.
The SAG Awards. It's also the SAG Awards, which the other thing is, it's actors. It's
actors recognizing actors' work.
So it's one of those where it's like you gotta accept that there's certain not so good things about many people that you absolutely love, but
if you want a popularity contest, go to the MTV Awards.
Exactly.
People's Choice Awards every year.
And the Kids' Choice Awards on Nickelodeon. So
come on.
We got those already.
But as card-carrying SAG-AFTRA actors, we're going to nominate the people that are actually acting as well as
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
And us film critics, this is our job every week. We have to determine the good, the bad, the ugly, the oh my God, why the hell is this on this big screen?
Tell it, brother.
So it's like, if you really say we have to not give awards to actors, then don't be a critic, because we'll cheat out.
What else we got? Is that all that we have for the Oscar?
No, I mean, those are the big ones. So, is there anything that we revealed that, there were snubs? There were, of course, snubs. Like,
I didn't get nominated.
Yeah, like, some people said Hong Chow from Downsizing.
Oh, yes, she was fantastic. The film was good.
Didn't it technically come out this year, though?
It came out, actually, 2000... late. It was very late. It was like Christmas.
Okay, I thought it was. I thought that's why it got missed, because they were saying for original screenplay that definitely should have gotten it. But I could have sworn it was like the first or the second of the year, and I was just like, that's why, guys. She got nominated in the SAG-AFTRA because I voted for her in the SAG-AFTRA, and she was also nominated for the Golden Globes as well. Yes. Yes. Okay. I didn't pay any attention. And James Franco, who won the Golden Globe, was not nominated as well. I bet that's on the same line of we've got to be very careful about that. Yeah. But at the same time, where they're being really careful, the first trans woman got nominated.
Oh yeah.
You got more diversity. You've got more women. Like the Oscars are doing, they do
especially with the best foreign language film, that Fantastic Woman and the actress Danielle Vega. I have to give a shout out to her and director Sebastian. I think it's Tilo. I think that's the last name. Mm-hmm. They got nominated, and it's all about this transgender woman, and she lost her partner. Mm-hmm. And the family of the partner didn't want her at the wake or the funeral. Oh. And it hasn't come out yet. It comes out in February, so if you haven't seen the film, which we all haven't yet, go see it when you can.
Yeah.
So I really have to give props to the Oscars for the diversity that they have. In fact, another thing, Rachel Morrison, Rachel Morrison is the first African-American woman, I think the first woman to be nominated as a cinematographer for Mudbound.
Oh, yeah, and it was beautifully shot.
Yes.
Yeah. And it heartbreaking at the same time.
I know.
Oh, that film. You gotta see it.
Now I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Am I going to be sad?
No, it's a good...
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah, you're gonna feel
sad.
A good range of emotions.
It's like a wake up movie, you know?
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Get Out. It's a wake up, but in a sad way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a get woke, but in a sad way.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
It has a good ending.
It's a good ending.
And actually, I was surprised too at the very curtail ending, because after what I saw, I'm not gonna give it away.
Nope.
I thought, yeah, but okay.
Okay.
It leaves you on an up end.
Okay.
Than a bad end, because I thought it was done at that one point. Anyway.
Well, let me go through a few other ones real quick. Film editing, Baby Driver.
Okay.
Dunkirk, I, Tonya, The Shape of Water again. Mm-hmm. 3 Billboards. Sound editing was Baby Driver again. Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
Dunkirk, The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Star Wars, The Last Jedi. Sound mixing was Baby Driver. Baby Driver's been getting...
I'm surprised that Baby didn't get in like some of the best films, some of those categories.
Yeah. But if I will say this, if it loses on sound, especially sound mixing and sound editing, I would be blown away. Because I mean that the movie that's the whole point of the film.
Relied on that.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Actually, sound mixing, Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, Star Wars, The Last Jedi. In fact, it's the same 5 nominees for the sound editing. I just noticed that.
That's usually how it works, because they go hand and
And production science, the last one I'm gonna give. Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water.
Wow.
So what we're going to see is 13 wins by The Shape of Water, and then everyone else being very sad because The Shape of Water is that good.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, indeed. So let's see. And the Oscars are going to be in March. It's going to be hosted by Jimmy Kimmel on ABC.
Okay.
So I'm glad to see Jimmy Kimmel host again, and I hope that some of the good and best films of 2017 win. Especially, we gotta give a shout out to Jordan Peele. Hope he definitely wins for any of those 3. Yeah, he deserves it.
All right.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
Awesome. Any last?
There's one more thing. The Rogers Review, we are actually going to be doing for the first time in 9 years. We're going to do an Oscar prediction contest, and we're going to start it after our We're going to start it after our radio show this Saturday. So be on the lookout. TheRogersReview.com. We are going to give away some prizes, so be on the lookout. And the film, I'm really hoping. Oh my goodness, there's so many films, but I have to give it up to Shape of Water. The Shape of Water.
Okay.
I'm going to call it Best Picture for 2018.
I agree.
Dean just stole my thunder. That's what I was getting ready to say. Tell us in the comments what you think, what your predictions are, and then head over to the Rogers Review, and he has his contest going on. Participate, because Rogers Review, NRW, we're now one big happy family. We can't wait to show you more and bring you more of the greats in entertainment and pop culture history.
Absolutely.
All right. Heather, Dean, Patrick,
Peace.
Let us know in the comments and head over to the Rogers Review.
Yep.